Hello, it's a wonderful experience to be here again on this platform. I am your regular tutor, Musa Salaudeen. Today, we will be looking at the basic concepts and principles of government, and our primary focus will be on power, authority, legitimacy, sovereignty, and so on. But for today, for this class, we'll look at the four aforementioned terms: power, authority, legitimacy, and sovereignty. First, we have to know that these concepts are essential in the study of government because they are the common and regular terms used in identifying and describing various nomenclatures. Let's define the concept of power. According to our textbooks, power can be defined as the ability to enforce decisions and compel obedience from other people. It entails the exercise of control by the ruler over the ruled. Also, the exercise of power in any political system is in the hands of a few people who use it to reward or punish their people as appropriate or as they deem fit. What do you mean by all this? It means that making people to do things they would otherwise not do. That is the basic meaning of power. Someone whom you've given an order to and does not want to follow it, but they have, or he or she has no choice than to follow whatever you've laid down for him or her. That means that you are exercising power. Now, let's look at the sources of power. The main sources of power include: number one, the use of force; 2, wealth; 3, position of authority; 4, people's support; 5, skills; 6, constitutional power; 7, inheritance; and 8, charisma. Let's look at it one after the other. The use of force. What do we mean by power by the use of force? It means that government refers to a physical control over individuals or groups through state agencies such as the police force, the armed forces, the courts, prisons, and remand centers. These agencies could be used to elicit obedience to government policies. The second, wealth. When we talk about wealth, we talk about those that control the factors of production in a society, are usually able to easily influence or control government machinery through the use of patronage or other influences. The third one, position of authority. Power through position of authority. The position that one occupies sometimes demands making decisions and policies that affect some other people's lives and actions. For instance, a state governor may exercise some power over the whole state. The next one, we can have power through the people's support. What do we mean by this? We mean that one of the ways in which we can acquire political power is through competitive and free and fair elections based on the consent of the people. The next one, skills. Power also comes from specialist knowledge or skill in any field. Top civil servants, for instance, wield enormous power in government because they formulate and implement decisions that have a serious effect on the life of the citizens. The next one, constitutional power. We can derive power through constitutional means or authority conferred on persons by the Constitution. The next one, inheritance. People sometimes receive power by the virtue of birth, e.g., British monarchs. The last but not the least is power through charisma. Power may be conferred on people through personal qualities which people tend to like them. Our next topic is authority. Authority refers to the formal or legal right to make and enforce laws or policies which the citizens must obey. It implies the acceptance by the people of someone's right to rule, irrespective of the sanctions the ruler may possess. For example, the right of the police to arrest and detain offenders is called authority. Please do not confuse power with authority. Most of the time when you are defining power, you will talk about the use of threat of sanction or caution. But when we talk about authority, we are talking about the legality, the right to be obeyed. Under types of power, we have other types of authority, we have traditional or political authority, we have legal authority, we have charismatic authority. Traditional authorities are the types of authority based on customs and tradition of the people. Leaders in this category inherit their authority from their predecessors. Their followers always believe such rulers were chosen by the divine. As such, they are obeying the divine when they obey the rulers. Examples are Oba, Emir, and Obi. Second, we have legal authority. This type of authority is derived from government rules and regulations. It is backed by laws enacted by the government. This is the reason why such law enforcement agencies, such as the police, are often obeyed when carrying out their lawful duties. Last but not the least, we have charismatic authority. This type of authority is exercised by leaders who possess unusual qualities which make them acceptable to their followers. We have typical examples of charismatic authority in Africa. We have Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. We can also look at Fidel Castro of Cuba as an example of a charismatic leader. Finally, on power and authority, let's look at the differences between power and authority, or we call them comparison between power and authority. First, power is the ability to enforce decisions and compel obedience from others, while authority is the right to command and direct others. Second, power usually involves the use of force and sanctions, whereas authority need not apply force to achieve obedience. Third, power is often heavier in the use of penalty than authority. Fourth, authority is based on consent, whereas power may rely solely on force. Last but not the least, both power and authority can be delegated hierarchically. So, that's all for now on power and authority. For questions or inquiries, please you can contact us on WhatsApp on 07037375183, or you can send me a personal message on my Gmail, salaudeenoladejimusa@gmail.com. Thank you for your time. A wonderful experience.